This is video 26 of 101. This video is about eggs. Thankfully, the egg industry doesn't have the same huge environmental impact that dairy or meat would, but there's an ethical concern in the egg industry that very seriously needs to be addressed. Before we talk about the industry, let's take a look at the nutritional value behind an egg. In one large egg, so not even your multiples that you have in your omelets and your scrambles, in one large egg, 78 calories, 5 grams of fat, 186 milligrams of cholesterol, over 60% of your daily intake. And really that should be at 0 at all times. If you can completely avoid cholesterol, you're better off. Only 6 grams of protein, not really any other nutrients that we could say would be eggs are a good source of. So eggs really aren't that healthy. For the nutrient value that you're getting, you're also getting a lot of other things that you don't need. And it's not like protein doesn't exist anywhere else. There are so many plant-based sources of protein that you can have that don't have that cholesterol and also don't contribute to this industry. So what's so bad about the egg industry anyways? Well, if you think about it, only female chickens produce eggs. And so any male chick born into the egg industry is completely unnecessary. And what do you do with something that's completely unnecessary in your industry? You throw it in the garbage. And that's literally what they do. There is a conveyor belt to a meat grinder to a garbage can that all of the male chicks are just thrown onto, and they're just grinded up and thrown into a bag, and sometimes they half die, sometimes they fully die, sometimes they don't die at all, and they're just left to die in the bags of their brothers and sisters' bodies. Why? How? And not even free-ranged, even any of those, they all do this because that is the cheapest and easiest way to get rid of something that you don't need. Even if it says like cageless and free range, it's just being put into these big warehouses where they really don't have much room to go around at all anyways, and that is something that can be considered cage-free. So don't take anything on the label seriously because it's just a marketing tactic to give you this image of all these beautiful hens running around on a pasture and then they just gracefully lay an egg. Oh, and it's so pretty. No. And even then, these hens have been genetically engineered to produce way more eggs. If you think about it, the egg is a hen's period. Your period is when your body is preparing to have a child, and then the egg doesn't get fertilized, then the egg and all the secretions come out. And that is exactly what an egg is it's a hen's period. So not only are these hens bred to grow faster, but they're actually genetically modified as well to produce way more eggs. In a chicken's lifetime, it'll probably only produce maybe 16 to 19 eggs in total, but these ones are bred now to produce over 300 eggs in their lifetime. So the quality of those eggs, you can imagine, probably isn't the greatest either. So the industry's fucked up. Eggs aren't really healthy anyways. We really don't need to be having eggs at all. I know that there are so many campaigns and marketing campaigns out there about, ooh, eggs are part of a healthy breakfast. That's great. Those messages are coming from corporations that want you to buy their products so that their bottom line will be higher. Let's just wake up and be like, hey, wait a second. You're telling me I'm gonna buy eggs. I'm gonna do my research. Oh wait, eggs are fucked up and not even healthy. So in the future, there probably will be chickens a part of farms, and you know, the naturally laid eggs that those chickens have will be eaten. I don't have any problem with that. It's mostly the industry that currently is producing eggs that is fucked up, that is keeping all their chickens in these tiny cages or in these massive overcrowded buildings, and then also just taking all of their male chicks and throwing them in the garbage, literally. So once that stops, once we go back to, first of all, obviously the demand has to go way down, if not just completely depleted. I know in the future, yeah, if you know Joe's farm down the road who has a couple chickens, who has his eggs, whatever, you know, you're gonna go down there and eat your eggs if that's what you really want. Fine, I can't stop you from that. But what I want you to do is to make sure that you're not buying any commercially produced eggs from an industry where you're buying them from the grocery store and you have no idea where they came from. That is where every single time those male chicks have been thrown into that grinder there. There's just no way about it. Free range, organic, whatever. They all do it. It's not okay. It's not okay to just throw life away into the garbage. How fucked up is that? That's disgusting. Just to eat some hens, period? Really? There are so many other better sources of protein out there that we don't need eggs. The egg industry can't even say that eggs are healthy. They can't literally use the term eggs are healthy because it's against the law to produce any false advertising claims about food specifically. They can say like eggs are fresh. They can't even say that eggs are part of a nutritious breakfast because they're not. There's some really awesome educational resources out there about eggs that I'm going to link down below. So first of all, you need to reduce your consumption of eggs, and if possible, just get rid of them completely because they're not healthy. They're not healthy. It's not something you need to be eating. You want a really healthy breakfast? Just eat fruit. Just eat as much fruit as you want. You want to eat 7 bananas? Go ahead and eat 7 bananas. There's more protein in that than in 1 egg. To finish off, so what are the plant-based options we have for eggs? Either 2 forms you're eating eggs. It's either cooked into something or it's just the egg itself. And the cooked into something, there are so many other resources for eggs that we do not need to use eggs in cooking or baking or anything like that. There are so many other varieties of options to use instead of eggs in baking and in cooking, and I'm going to link all of those down below. But then for the actual specific, you want scrambled eggs, and the tofu scramble just doesn't do it for you. There's actually this really cool vegan egg product out right now that I recommend giving a try. It's not like a cracked egg where you're going to crack it, it's more of like a powder and water mixture. But it legitimately creates these scrambled eggs. So at the end of the day, if you don't want to just throw life in the garbage, consider the plant-based sources.